as you've been hearing, the Channel migrants keep on coming, and footage has emerged of people who appear to be asylum seekers who seem to be enjoying their trip across the Channel. So GB News viewers, there we go, can see several young men grinning as they head to the UK. Oh, is that that's a nice, very nice hotel room, isn't it? Yeah, all paid for, it would appear, by the British taxpayer, of course. Ah, there we are, he's having a nice time, isn't he? Good for him. I'm joined now by Jeremy Hutton from Migration Watch UK. Jeremy, we are now just being completely and utterly laughed at, quite literally, aren't we, by people coming across on their smartphones on TikTok, just taking videos of the great 4- or 5-star treatment that we're giving them.
Absolutely, it makes your blood boil, quite frankly, Patrick. When we hear of these, the NGOs like Care for Calais saying how we've got these people fleeing persecution and war, they're all very vulnerable people, it's almost like the NGOs saying that sort of thing are living in a parallel universe where there isn't this plethora of social media content out there of these guys coming across, happy as Larry, sitting their feet up in the hotel room, getting their 3 meals a day and a little bit of pocket money. To these NGOs, that doesn't seem to exist. It's a completely parallel universe. And it's utterly bizarre because the proof is out there and we are being taken the mickey of. Yeah,
well, it would appear that way, wouldn't it? Look, what would you say to people who say, well, those people have got on boats, they have arrived here, we have to put them somewhere, and that hotel room is probably the only place for them?
Well, that's why the government needs to really get its act in order and get things like the Bibby Stockholm running, getting more barges like that, getting these old ex-forces bases running. But at every attempt, there seems to be some bizarre bureaucratic hurdle that holds things up and then, oh, well, we'll just have to stick them in a lovely plush hotel instead. And whilst this is happening, of course, the deterrent effect to put off more people from making the crossings is nearly non-existent because, well, we're welcoming them with open arms and giving them everything they could possibly want. It's utterly ridiculous.
I think it sticks in the craw of the British taxpayer, doesn't it? I mean, I opened up a bit on foreign aid today. I initially wasn't really planning on doing much about foreign aid, and then I sat in the office and watched India fire something at the dark side of the moon and then land it there, and then I thought, hang on a minute, is our foreign aid to India supposed to be increasing by something like 70%? I thought, I'll have a look at how much we've given them over the years. And then whilst that was there, I had a look at some other areas of the world that we've given foreign aid to, which has included literal terrorists and an Ethiopian girl band and apparently some Kenyan rainmakers to watch some ants. And I thought, gosh, the British taxpayer does get a bit of a rum deal. And this just appears to be the latest instalment of that, because as we brace ourselves for more red days in the Channel, which are supposedly coming in the next week or so, we could well end up seeing scenes like we saw last year at the Manston Processing Centre, with it overflowing. And all of these people have to go somewhere, don't they? And I think now more than ever, the British taxpayer should be looking at this and just wondering whether or not their money is being well spent.
Well, there's always money for these, terribly worthy causes all around the world. But when you're, apart from some northern town or village or coastal towns as well in the south, there's, it's always a lot of wrangling just to get anything done, even to get a pothole filled in. So, yes, I think the British public aren't quite right to feel like they're not quite as highly prioritised as they should be. It's an interesting one regarding foreign aid. I mean, we'll soon be hearing about a potential trade deal with India. So, of course, that foreign aid is probably being used to sweeten India up and try and coax some concessions out of them. But we don't know what other concessions we might be giving them, particularly regarding migration. Indians, for example, are one of the quite a few thousand of them. I think over 1,000 have come this year in small boats. And statistics as they come out will show that that figure is going to keep rising.
Yeah, no, exactly. And again, it is one of those things of what are we getting out of it? But we'll have to wait and see. Jeremy, thank you very much. Jeremy Hutton there from Migration Watch UK.